everyone, and welcome to the second SpearCenter episode of the 2023 spring semester. I am your host, Isabella Dandoy.
And I'm Lamar Moody.
Tournament season is upon us, and SJSU basketball looks to make a name for itself against the conference's best. Joining us in studio are Matt Weiner and Aikman Fang to discuss what to look forward to at this year's Mountain West basketball tournament.
With me is Matt Weiner. My name is Aikman Fang, and this is our preview of the Mountain West basketball tournament as San Jose State finished a unbelievable season where they were 19-12 and they were 10-8 in the Mountain West Conference. They play Nevada in the first round this Thursday. Matt, what are your expectations for the game, especially since the Spartans have not been able to defeat the Wolfpack and are 0-2 coming into this game?
Yeah, before you get that, let's talk about San Jose State women's basketball. Come on.
Okay.
You've been there the entire season. What are your thoughts on that? Let's talk about the win that just happened last night.
I really appreciate you giving me this time to talk about the women's basketball team, as the Spartans are on an unbelievable tear. They're on a 3-game winning streak and have never trailed during the stretch. And the San Jose State women's basketball team made history as the first number 10 seed to defeat the number 7 seed. In the current format, since it was established in 2014, the number 10 seed has been 0-9 before Sunday's game. Big shout out to the Spartans and the ladies, as they have just been on a tear as of late.
We can't ignore that. That's a huge thing that what they just did. I love the photo that the Mountain West Twitter account posted afterwards of just first-year head coach April Phillips. Yeah, she's doing this in her first year. That's big news right there. And then she's just drenched in water heading into the locker room. It's like, who would have thought that was coming? Yeah,
the Spartans are 6-24, but if you just look in the last couple of games, this team is a lot better than the record shows.
All right. So now, talk about that. Now let's move on to men's basketball. What are some of your thoughts? So they're clinched so it's the kind of interesting thing. We talked about this in class where it's like, do you want the first round bye? Absolutely. Well, what happens when you get the first round bye? Oh, wait, you have to play Nevada.
Yeah, we talked about this in private, where as a fan and as a student here at San Jose State, would you want the bye if it meant that there's a better chance we play a weaker opponent without the bye and more likely to get a win in the tournament?
That's the tough part. And that's the thing is that, like, okay, well, if you lose this, and it's a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup. We don't really match up that well against Nevada compared to some of the other Mountain West teams. Huge guards, really great guard play, and then center. Will Baker is excellent for them as well. So now you're going to look at Trey Anderson and then not Trey Anderson, but fellow wing Tibet Warner to do some big things. Because if they do this, God, I mean, this season, the most wins since 1980-81. Tim Miles came in 8-23. We know the stats. The 8-23 last year, 1-17 in conference play. Does that. And then he wins this year in the Mountain West tournament. And maybe you're looking at the NIT. Maybe you're looking at, and if not the NIT, maybe the CBI. That's why it's so important for those two guys to step up, because you want to just keep on playing.
You mentioned Tim Miles. Right now we're recording this on Monday afternoon, so by the time you guys are watching this, they've already announced who's won the award. But do you think, Matt, Tim Miles is the front runner for Mountain West Coach of the Year, considering the turnaround he's had in his second season?
Come on. I mean, it was funny. There was somebody, I think Brian Phillips. So Brian Phillips on Twitter, he covers Utah State, nice guy and everything, did an interview with him during football season. And we talked about it. He's like, well, Utah State went from 8th in the preseason rankings to 3rd. So therefore, Ryan Odom should get it. It's like, well, San Jose State went from 10th in the preseason rankings to finishing 5th. It's the same jump. And look what Utah State was working with. And look what San Jose State was working with. San Jose State, three NCAA tournament appearances all time. Utah State, 3 NCAA tournament appearances in the last 10 years. Come on. And I think 22 all time. 3 all time for San Jose State. No postseason wins. And now they're in position. Come on.
I'd agree there. You have to give the historical precedent and the ability that Tim Miles has turned around this entire program. This program has not been known for winning, and has, to my knowledge, this is the first time we've had a 500 or above 500 record in the Mountain West in conference play, and it just shows what Coach FEMA has been able to do.
Incredible disaster relief work. Incredible. And now, well, who's been a part of that? Who's helped him do this? Omari Moore. And what he has been able to do, he stayed loyal. We're in the era of the transfer portal. after the season ended, Omar more easily could have skipped town, being like, well, I don't want to stay here for this. This is a mess. And he even thought about it a little bit, but he stayed, and now he ends probably his career with a 33-point performance against Air Force, helping them come back from a 20-point second half deficit. And he looks like he's going to win the Mountain West Player of the Year. So so definitely screwed the pooch on this, but I incorrectly tweeted he's the Mountain West Player of the Year. Not true, but that was today, and then the official poll comes out tomorrow. So we shall see.
I mean, right now we're recording this on Monday, so there's a possibility that he will be the Mountain West Player of the Year, but it's just been one heck of a season from the Spartans. Besides that, that's all we have here, as he's Matt Weiner, I'm Aikman Fang, and we send it back to Lamar and Isabella.
Thank you, guys. SJSU looks ready to put on a show at this year's competition. Now we go to Laverne Johnson with gymnastics.
San Jose State's gymnastics extended their win streak to 8 straight first-place finishes after topping number 22 Southern Utah at home. Sunday's senior night competition was filled with emotions as senior Emma Milne, Jada Missouri, Alexa Solomon, Cameron Kelperis, and graduate student Ariana Castrats all competed in their final meet in the Provident Credit One's Union Center. With the Spartans starting to meet on the vault, Castrats went out with a bang, striking a 9.8 for the soon-to-be graduates. Junior Lauren McPherson earned her 10th career Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Gymnast of the Week after breaking the all-around record Friday after scoring a 39.550 and following that performance by bringing home a 39.375 just 2 days later. But the Spartans' road to success wasn't a straight shot as the team struggled on the beam, scoring a season-low 48.500. At this point, victory was out of reach, but senior Kelperis didn't want the senior night to get spoiled, scoring a career-best 9.925 on the floor to get the Spartans rolling in their final event. Unfortunately, Southern Utah also experienced troubles on the beam, ultimately giving the lead back to the Spartans, who never looked back and collected a win in their final home game of the season. The Spartans finished their regular season this Friday as they travel to Cedar City, Utah, and compete against number 22 Southern Utah and number 24 Iowa. Now, the tri-meet begins at 6 p.m. and will be live on ESPN+.
Thanks, Laverne. Make sure to head over to the Spears website and follow Laverne at Ink Journalist to stay up to date with Spartan gymnastics. Sports are filled with heated debates and passionate takes. The Spears Titus Wilkinson sought out to solve some of these disputes by asking SJSU's women's basketball some thought-provoking questions.
Hello, Spear fans. My name is Titus Wilkinson, and I'm here outside of Provident Credit Union Event Center. I'm going to be talking to the women's basketball team and asking them if certain things are overrated, properly rated, or underrated. Now let's head on inside and ask a couple of questions.
All right. What about Rihanna?
I love Riri. We rated. She's perfect.
She's probably, I'd say properly rated.
We just had a conversation. And we had weights this morning, and our weight trainer was saying that Rihanna is overrated.
Wow, okay.
I feel like she's properly rated.
And what would you say about go Valentine's Day?
It depends. If you're on the Valentine, then it's properly rated. If you don't, then it's underrated or overrated.
I would say properly rated.
Okay.
Right now, for me, forget Valentine's.
Overrated.
What about McDonald's?
It's overrated.
Ooh, why would you say that?
Because the only good things there, breakfast, coffee, ice cream, and french fries. No one else is eating anything pink slime.
I don't really eat McDonald's like that.
No.
I feel like they fries good, so I'm gonna say they probably rated. It's kind of overrated.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because like it's good, but it's not good. Overrated.
Ooh, okay. Why would you say that?
I think I've just had it too many times. It's like mid.
What would you say, Drake?
He's probably
Overrated.
Okay. So,
No!
wow. All right.
It's like some of them.
About Drake. Oh
my God. It's because Ani is standing right here. Okay. He's properly rated. I like all Drake better though.
The new Drake is overrated,
Right.
but the old Drake is, yeah.
Drake.
Oh, he the GOAT. Properly rated. Properly rated.
Thank you, Titus. I might have to go back and double check some of those answers. Up next is Tajinder Nahar with a deep dive into Spartan baseball.
A day after allowing a season-high 8 runs, San Jose State baseball answered back by putting up a 23-2 win over the University of San Francisco. The last time the Spartans put up 20-plus runs was March 3rd, 2019, in a 22-18 win over New Mexico. Coming into the bottom of the 7th, San Jose State was on fire, and not even the rain could put out this offense. The Spartans were heating up, scoring 9 runs on 5 hits. Sophomore Jared Lewis got the fun started with a 2-run shot, his first on the season. Later in the inning, Lewis would find himself batting for the second time and eventually would get walked as the bases were loaded, bringing in freshman Neil Jansen home for the 20th run of the game and his first run as a Spartan. San Jose State added 3 more runs in the inning as junior Hunter Durow and Dalton Baldwin scored off walks. Lewis added to the tally as scoring off a wild pitch, the Spartans' 23rd run of the game. Head coach Brandon Filippo said, "It was nice. We answered a poor performance yesterday, all around, from energy to everything. We were really bad yesterday. I challenged the guys. We need to be better after yesterday." The offense wasn't the only thing clicking for the Spartans, as junior Ethan Ross was electric on the mound. Ross started off by striking out 5 of the first 6 Dawn batters. Top of the 3rd with 2 outs, Ross gave up the only runs of the game, coming off a 2-run home run for San Francisco. But Ross wouldn't let that faze him, as the following inning he would strike out the first 3 batters for the Dons. He pitched 5 innings and secured his first win of the season and his first start of the season. Head coach Brandon Filippo said, "He is a really talented athlete and a pitcher. He has some setbacks with his health this season. To see him and go out and pitch the way he did is very encouraging for us." Next up, San Jose State baseball will play St. Mary's on Tuesday at 1:05 for a 1-game stand.
Thank you, TJ. That is a wrap for us here at SpearCenter. Be sure to follow at the Spear SJSU for all things sports related.